Oh, welcome to the Sharpe Way show. So happy to have you with me this evening, a little bit past 7 p.m. on the East Coast. And I wasn't sure if I should do a show tonight. I was like, should I do a show? Yeah, I should. It's a pre-election show. I didn't know if I wanted to give my predictions, but I think I will. And I wanted to have you guys have an option to come kind of go back and forth with yours too. Most of the prediction shows that happen, it's just some guy or some gal telling them what you think, and there's no kind of back and forth and chat. And I thought this was going to be interesting to have a chat about it. And to be forward, I did not give a prediction in 2020. In 2016, I didn't think Trump was going to win. And I was so blown away by that. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do that again in 2020. I just kept my mouth shut. And I only give predictions in New York State, which I am almost always right. In fact, I've been always right in New York State. I'm right on New York State constantly. So I tend to only give predictions in New York State. But I thought this time I might have a conversation. This time I might see what might happen and where I think it's going to happen and who I think could win and what I think are the spoilers and all those types of things. And it's so easy to do now because they have that cool 270 win, website that everybody can go on and play around with. Makes it even easier to do. So I thought, why not? Why not do that kind of stuff and chat about it? So that's an issue. Rick says in New York State, Dems win. Easy prediction. True. You're not wrong, Rick. But if you remember the last governor, I called it exactly. I literally said it between 5 and 7, and she won by 6. So I called it exactly. So my gut says Trump loses New York by about 10. That's my gut. Trump loses New York. That doesn't mean he loses the election. If he wins the election, he'll win it without New York, or he'll win it with New York if he wins it. But either way, I think that he'll lose New York by about 10 points. That's my gut. All right, let me give you my thought process in general. I think this really is a close election. I do. I know people say it, and then some go, no, it's not. It's because of the polling. And I say that because of the two pieces that I think are obvious to me, which is the gender gap. The gender gap is huge. Men are heavily Republican and women are heavily Democrat. That's true. It's a massive gender gap. And it's split pretty much equally, if that makes any sense. That's why I really do believe it is a very close race. I do believe that. Let me first go, if I would, with I'll first go with the popular vote. I still think Harris will win the popular vote. And I say that because more women vote. There are more women who are registered. There are more women who support Harris. There are more women who will vote. And young women are showing up a lot. So I do think that without question, my view is Harris will win popular vote. Doesn't mean she'll win the electoral, but I think she'll win popular vote. I know some of you disagree and think that Trump's going to win popular vote. I still don't see it. And I see it I know there's a lot of people who support Trump, but I still see a lot of people who support Harris. And more importantly, who just hate Trump, just hate him. I see a lot of that still. They would never vote for him ever. So I still think Harris wins popular vote. I think second is Trump, obviously. Third for me has gone back and forth. I've always thought that RFK Jr. will get third and then Jill Stein. I've been rethinking that recently, but my gut still says RFK Jr. comes in third. Jill Stein comes in fourth, but that might rotate. That's my wild card. That if I would, which one comes in third or fourth? I'm torn on this because reality is Jill Stein's on more ballots than RFK Jr. is, but RFK Jr. is more popular. So that's why I'm torn on that, right? She has more physical states that she can get on. She can get, I think, 43, if I'm not mistaken. He has like 31. So that's why I'm torn on that. With a popular vote, she will get more than him. But and people who are supporting Stein aren't moving away. They aren't going, okay, I'll go to Harris. They're staying on Stein. RFK people, a lot of them have moved off to Trump, over half. So that's why I'm unsure. I'm torn on that one. But I'm gonna stick with RFK third, Jill Stein fourth, Chase Oliver fifth, and then Cornel West sixth. And the reason why Cornel West is going to come in 6th is because he has the least number of states. I think 15 or 16, least number of states. He has the lowest number of states on the ballot. So it's just going to be hard to vote for him. He'll come in low. I don't know where Randall Terry will come in. He will be close with Cornel West. That may be a swap back and forth because Randall Terry is on about, I think, 16 states. So maybe. The problem with Randall Terry is a lot of people who would vote for Randall Terry will just vote for Trump. People who would vote for Cornel West will not vote for Harris. That's why I think he will probably beat. That's my view on why I think Cornel West will probably beat Randall Terry. But again, that's a swap. But I think Cornel West will beat Randall Terry. I think Terry will come in 7th. That's my popular vote. What I think will happen in popular vote. That's how I think that will work. We'll see how right I am. I've been right before on popular vote, so I do think that's how that will show up. That is my gut. Michael says Vermin Supreme's in the ballot in Delaware. Yes, he is. Yes, but not as libertarian. Something else. I forgot what party he's under. But yes, absolutely. So, all right. So let me, if I could, walk down these states, if I may, if you guys don't mind. I'm going to present something which I think will seem to make sense to you, I think at least. What I put together here is just literally off of 270 to win. These are all the states that they already think are a done deal versus those they say are not a done deal. The 7 states that everyone's talking about: Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. This is the hard part. At the moment, if you take this as true, and most people do, but not all, but most people take this as true. They think this is a done deal. Most people think this is a done deal. If you take it as such, Democrats begin with an advantage, 227 to 218. That's the advantage. Where I would go is look at where I think is going to be obvious victories. My view, I think without question, Trump is going to win Arizona and Georgia. I don't think there's a chance at all of him not winning. That's my view. I will go one step further, with some of you would disagree with. I think Harris wins Wisconsin and Minnesota and Michigan. It's a done deal. I think that's my prediction that I would say I would say is a lock. You might go, Larry, she's going to win Michigan. I think yes. I think Detroit still carries her. And I think the polling in Iowa moves me to think Wisconsin has a better chance of her winning Wisconsin. And also the fact that the people in Wisconsin do like Waltz. They do. They like Waltz in Wisconsin. So I think Waltz and Iowa polling moves Wisconsin, and I think Detroit moves Michigan. That's my gut nose. Also, people do like their governor in Michigan. They do like her. So I think she has enough pull to make that happen. So the other 3, in my view, are questionable. This is where I think it's questionable. What will work, what won't work, all those things, right? I think it's a toss-up states. And they said, I think does not matter. Please don't be mad at me if you live there. I don't think Nevada matters. I don't think it does. I think regardless of what happens, Nevada will probably not be that much of a mover. And here's why I say it. Right now at 258. If Harris wins Pennsylvania, 271, she wins. Doesn't matter if Trump wins both of those. Doesn't matter. If Harris wins North Carolina, sorry, let me swap that out. 268. Then she'd have to win Nevada if Trump wins Pennsylvania. But I think Pennsylvania's the key. Whoever wins Pennsylvania to me seems like that's the right answer, right? Because I think whoever wins Pennsylvania may also win North Carolina. Now you're going to say, North Carolina, do you think it's possible that Harris can win North Carolina? I do think it's possible. Why? Because there's an area of North Carolina, the Durham Raleigh area, that has been flooded in the past 4 years or so with a bunch of young people. That's why. That huge bunch of young people, I think, have flooded into North Carolina, which will give her a chance at victory, right? I think there's a chance at victory because of that. I think she could win. But I'm going to give you what my gut says. My gut says she will not win North Carolina. My gut says she will not win North Carolina. She might, but my gut says no. That is what I think. My gut says no. But that's kind of my wild card, North Carolina. I think it's possible. The wild card is Nevada and PA. But my point is, I think whoever wins PA, if it is Trump, 280. he wins. If it is Harris, 271, she wins. My gut says whoever wins Pennsylvania is going to win tomorrow. That is my gut. That's what the answer is. And I do not think it'll be a blowout at all. I think the worst it'll be is like here, Harris gets 277. I think that's the worst it'll be, something like that. If she happens to get North Carolina, but I think that's a stretch to get both North Carolina and Nevada. Could happen. I think that's a stretch. Even that's only 293. So I don't see a huge piece at all, right? Even the opposite. If Trump wins Pennsylvania, right, and she wins those two, she only wins by 4. If Trump wins Pennsylvania and North Carolina, he gets a 280. Just 280. Again, not a blowout. Not a blowout. Right? Not a blowout. If he wins Nevada also, 286. Not a blowout. I don't see a blowout either way, regardless of whether Trump wins those 3 states, regardless of either one of those. I don't see a blowout. I think either way it will be close, around 280, 286, 277, 272. I think it's going to be around 280. I do not see any blowout whatsoever. That is my gut. Now, the question becomes, for my final prediction, who do I think will win Pennsylvania? My gut says, and this is, I'm torn on this. I don't know. I'm torn on this, to be clear. My gut says Trump may win Pennsylvania, and if he does, he wins the election. That's my gut. That's my gut. So if I would not put money on this. I am so unsure of this, to be very forward with you. People are asking me, so I'm doing it because you're asking me. But I am very much unsure of this. If I had to guess, I would guess Trump ekes it out. That would be my guess. I know that's not a good guess. I know it isn't, but that's what I think. I think if I was forced to predict it, I would go. I think John is correct. John said, Larry, I think Trump wins Pennsylvania because he did not pick Sharpe. I don't think Sharpe. I think he means Shapiro. But Sharpe would have been a cool running mate. Thank you for that. Shapiro as her running mate. That's my thoughts. That might be it. But I'll go one step further. If Trump wins this thing, it will be because of the RFK Jr., Elon Musk and Elon Musk and Tulsi Gabbard combo, right? It will be that combo, that whole group. That's what will make it happen if that does happen. So I hope that was clear on what I was talking about. Let me grab a couple super chats if I could. Lunatic Libertarian, thank you for the $2. Wisconsin is all red, but Milwaukee, Madison, Green Bay. Yeah, just like New York. New York's red except for all the cities. The cities are blue. That's how all the states are that way, right? Nebraska is totally red except for Omaha, which is blue. Yes, it's common everywhere. You are not incorrect at all. But Wisconsin, I think, this is where I'll go back to the same thing. It may be red, but one of the reasons why 2022 was nowhere near the red wave, it was the woman vote. And there's a lot of women in Wisconsin. That's my point. I'm not saying you're wrong, lunatic. I'm saying there's a lot of women in Wisconsin. And you can see it everywhere. Women are supporting Harris. It's just true. By larger margins we've ever seen. There are lots of women in Wisconsin, and they can be in red areas. They even did commercials about it. They did commercials about it's okay if your husband's voting for Trump, you can still vote. Remember the commercials? They did commercials about it. I think it's real. I really do. Look, I wish I was giving you a better answer. I know it's not great. Usually I'm much more sure. I can tell you what I think is going to happen. This election, I'm not good at predicting presidential elections. I didn't do one in 2020. I was blatantly wrong in 2016. I'm hoping I'm close to correct this time. Maybe I'll start doing more presidential stuff again. I do local elections like this tomorrow, as you know. This is what I'm trying to get at. I think it is correct. I think it is. Pickleball, thank you for the $2. When do you think we'll have the final results? I think they're going to announce it relatively early. I think they will, right? I think the press is going to do their actuary AI thing, Pinkerbell, and I think they're going to announce it relatively early, like no later than late Tuesday night, like that, early Wednesday morning. I don't think it'll go days at all. I don't. Just my gut. Why? Because I think they have enough AI and bots and stuff where someone like CNN or Fox News will see what comes in and go, aha, we can know by how things work, call it. So I think they will call it late Tuesday, early Wednesday. That is my gut. That's what I think will happen, Pickerbell. Because again, we won't have all the numbers in. I think they'll use algorithms and AI to just extrapolate and do it. They did it last time. Remember, they did Arizona very early. People got mad. They'll do it again. That's my gut. I do not think they'll wait that long at all. Joseph says, I predict Massey Sharpe win PA. Joseph, I hope you are correct. That'd be amazing. Sarah says, can we nominate Larry for the Justice League? Oh, thank you. We do need a contact email for Larry, so I hope he might somehow share which job is first choice, Larry. First choice. You can email me, by the way, if you want to, ls@larrysharpe.com. Easy email. ls@larrysharpe.com. Easy email. I'm thinking, if dream job versus reality, right? I would love a job big like Secretary of State. Now, that's fantasy world. But you asked what I would love to have. In my fantasy world, I'm never getting that job in the Trump administration ever, never going to happen. But I'm just saying you're asking my fantasy wonderful job. I'd love that. Reality, what job could I actually do that they might actually say yes to in any way, shape, or form? Would probably somewhere in communications, press secretary, something like that. That is where I actually could probably get a job in that world. In theory, could I be a deputy secretary in some of the other issues like policy and stuff like that? Maybe. But I think that's where, if there was any realistic chance of that actually happening, probably communications. I mean, I would love to be beating up all the press people. Oh yeah, that'd be a good job. I would enjoy that. So yes, I hope I answered your question. So thank you for the $5. So that's where my head would be. So there we go. So Sarah says everyone nominate Larry. There we go. Problem solved. There we go. Problem solved. There we go. Absolutely. All righty. Let me grab. Okay, I covered that one. Good. All right, that got all of those. Excellent. So that's where my head is on this. If you guys think I'm wrong here, I'm happy to hear your issues. I'll walk down some of these roads. But my gut says if I had to pick, I think Trump will probably win because he'll win Pennsylvania. But if he doesn't win Pennsylvania, I think Harris will win. This is not a done deal. I know a lot of people think it's a done deal. I do not think it at all. I'm not going to be surprised if either of them wins, right? I'm not going to see. I won't be surprised either way. If Harris wins, I won't be surprised. And I won't be surprised at all if Trump wins. I won't be surprised either way. I see it as a toss-up. I would be shocked if it's a blowout. I'd be shocked if like Harris or Trump wins all. And I've seen, this is the funny part. I've seen people saying that, oh my God, it's good. Harris is going to win all 7 of the swing states. And it's all because of the female vote and because of women's rights issues. And I do think that's real. Like that's a thing. It's absolutely a thing. I don't think it's that strong. I don't think it's strong enough that she would sweep all 7 states. I do think it's a factor. I do. I don't think it's that much of a factor. This is why that factor, I think, is enough to pull her over the top in Wisconsin and Michigan, because it is an issue. I see it all over the place. So, yes. All right. I'm going to grab some questions. Richard, thank you, says, who does your gut say will win Pennsylvania? Yeah, as I told you, I feel like Trump, because I feel like Trump has moved into the cities more in the past, right? That is my feeling. He's moved more into the cities. So I feel like it's Trump. In the past, the cities would obviously be deep blue, and the rest of Pennsylvania, which is red, would be much more red, right? The red part of Pennsylvania is much more like Ohio, Indiana, West Virginia, Kentucky. The blue parts is much more like Jersey, right, of Pennsylvania. If you know Pennsylvania, it's much more like it. That's what I would think. So that would be my gut as he's moved into the cities. But then again, to be forward, that Iowa poll, it makes you think, is there more of a rural female vote that's going to support Harris? Phil, how are you, sir? How do you think Jill Stanchini's Michigan? I think she makes it closer than ever. But I also don't think that my other issue is see, I don't see, I think Stein made a big error. And I brought it up to her team, and I did, and I set it up here also. She should have thrown every single dollar, every single everything into Michigan. She didn't. If she would have, she might have swung the state for Trump, but she didn't. So that's my view. If she had put everything in, she could have swung it for Trump, but I don't think she did. She's still doing a 50 state or whatever, the entire thing. Yeah. Richard goes on to say, if Trump wins, do you think that Elon will really go through with eliminating $2 trillion in spending? No, I do not think he'll do that. He won't have the power to do so. I don't think, and the deep state is strong. Do I think he'll cut? Yes. 2 trillion? No. Our entire budget is, I think, 6 trillion. He's going to cut 1/3, and he doesn't have the power to do so. I cannot see it. I like the concept. I'm happy he wants to do it. I think it's amazing. I'm glad he'll do it. But I do not think 2 trillion is real. I think that's a number that sounds and feels good, but not accurate. I don't see him doing it. So there we go. Sarah says, what to expect? Surprise announcement from Larry Wednesday. He's moving to DC and working in administration. Yeah. I don't think that's true. Yeah, I do not think that's true. No one's reached out to me. I don't think so. I do not think that's accurate. But I will be down there. I'll be in Florida tomorrow. That's why I will not have a show tomorrow, but I will have one on Wednesday. So I appreciate that. But I think what to expect. If it looks like Trump is winning this thing, if Trump's going to win this thing, here's what I think you should expect. America being scolded by the establishment for being anti-woman. Yes, I think there will be such a scolding. If Trump wins this, such a scolding, such shaming, such guilting, it will all be because America is a sexist country. There will be so much of that. Like there's no tomorrow. You will see so much of that. And that's going to be very hard for all of us to swallow. It's going to be very tough. I think you'll see it. I have no doubt. If Trump wins this and comes close to being, oh, look at how America hates women and women aren't safe anymore. And you're going to hear it for months. You're going to hear it for months. And then you're going to hear what Bill Maher says. What are you going to do now? How are you going to stop the tyrant? Are you going to stop it somehow? You're going to hear it. Bill Maher's already saying it. How are you going to stop him? How are you going to slow him down? Stop him. He's a tyrant. You're going to hear a bunch of that. If Harris wins, you are going to see so many men just check out. I mean, just walk away, totally check out. Just be like, that's what the country is now? Not me. Not me. You will watch literally, and I mean this literally, 1 million men in America just check out. Done. Not voting anymore. Don't care. Doesn't matter. If this is who they're going to foist on us, and we have no say in who it is, and it's just because she's a woman, that's what they will say, right? The opposite, right? You have 1 million men just check out. I wish this wasn't a gender issue, but it is. I didn't make it one. I don't like it as one, but it is. It's clear that's true. You're going to watch 1 million men check out within 30 days. I'm not just check out within 30 days. Don't care at all. Won't bother. And you'll see it in every way, like men who won't join the military anymore. Men who will stop, getting jobs with the government. You can watch it. You're going to watch it. Men who aren't going to college anymore. I mean, you can watch 1 million men check out within 30 days. You'll watch it just happen. So the outcome, what's started to this, is nothing but bad. I know it sounds horrible. Nothing but bad. There will be bad outcomes. I shouldn't say nothing but bad. I'm exaggerating. But there will be bad outcomes either way. There will be good things both ways too. But those will be the 2 negative things to expect, is those 2, right? Either way, you'll see both of those 2 things happen. Now, the positive side, if Trump wins, we have an actual chance of change. That's a good thing. Hopefully, he'll put Bobby in and the whole deal. We have a good chance of change. If Harris wins, well, the good side is if you like the establishment wins again. I mean, I'm not an establishment fan, but lots of people are. They want stability. They want the establishment. Harris is the establishment candidate. So there's that. So there is a good side, depending upon who you are and what you want, on both sides of this. If you lean more left and you like establishment and you think Trump is going to destroy everything, well, if Harris wins, good for you. If you actually want a whole lot of change, if Trump wins, good for you. But both of those come with negatives. So if you lean more left and you want Harris to keep the establishment going and stop the evil Trump, okay, I get it. You'll get that, and you'll get a million men who check out. If you want Trump to win and he wins, you want change, you'll get that, right? Not 2 trillion change, but you'll get change. You will. Absolutely. You get Bobby, you'll get the whole crew, and you'll get years of shaming, years of guilt, years of the country hates women. So bad things come with the good of both. I hope that's clear on how on what will happen. So yeah. All righty. Let me grab a couple of these here. Phil, Phil, thank you. This is my whole point. What do you think about Jamie Raskin saying they would block certification election? Yep, that's my point, right? They will try to find a way to stop him. Find a way. What's the way to stop him, right? I agree with you. That's what I'm talking about. They will. Now, the reality is guys like Raskins, he doesn't actually want to do anything. He wants to virtue signal. And by the way, he's very good at that. It's one of the reasons why he's a popular senator. Senator or congressman? Senator, right? I think he's a senator. That's one reason why he's so popular. He's very good at virtue signaling. That's one of his skill sets. I think you will see that. Phil goes on to say 2 trillion is the big ask. Yeah, I think it's too big of an ask. I don't buy the 2 trillion. Will he cut? Yes. I'm not saying he won't do it, but 2 trillion, that's a third of the budget. The amount of people who would lose their jobs, lose their cash, lose their income. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm saying it's too big of an ask. Look, I'll take a trillion cut. I'll take it. I'm not going to cry. I'll take a trillion. Trillion's good. Let's start with a trillion. Let's start with that. How about that? I'm good. Let's start with a trillion. Take it. No worries. So Vivek goes, do you think Harris should have used better surrogates? I saw this 1 hour thing Pete Buttigieg did on Jubilee. It was like, wow, that was much better than anything she did with Obama and Clinton. Yes. I do think she could have used them better. And I think she should have used them. If you remember when I said, once she won the debate in the basement, throw out all your surrogates and show up once in a while, triply prepared like the debate. Like, I'm going to go on this thing, 3 days prep, then go on it. Knock it out of the park, back in the basement. 3 days straight prep. Go on something else, knock it out of the park, back in the basement. That's what I would have told her to do. If she'd have done that, I think she'd be way ahead right now if she'd done that. Because then they would only see her when she knocks out of the park, only in prepared things, like the debate was prepared, right? She was ready for the debate. She was totally prepared, knew what was going to be asked, right? It was prepared. Set up these prepared things, only do them, prep 3-4 days, send out all your boys. That's the issue. So that goes on to ask, do you think picking Waltz and Shapiro was a bad move? No, I think Waltz was a good move because it gets her Wisconsin, I think, and it probably helps in Michigan too. I think it was, and it keeps the left on her side because Waltz is an actual, leans left. He actually leans left. She doesn't, but he actually does. I know everyone says she's a Marxist. She's not. That's stories they tell you. It's absolutely not true. Trump's not an F-ist. I don't want to say the word and get canceled, but Trump's not that either. And she's not a Marxist. It's not a thing. She is a power, whatever. She would be whatever she is. Would she be one? 100% if that would get her elected. But she's not that in herself, right? I'm going to say it's going to make some of you mad. If I had to guess what Harris's real personal politics is, what her real personal politics is in her heart, if she had real convictions, I bet she's center right. She was an AG. A lot of AGs are center right. So if I had to guess what she really is, probably center right. But she doesn't care, is my point. She is and will be what they were talking about. If you happen to watch the show with Adam Moreno last night, when I was on his show last night, we talked about it. She's an actor. She's playing a role. So her role is whatever gets her elected. So that's why I say she's not a Marxist, unless, that's it. Lunatic, thanks for the $1.99. Feminism was a CIA op. Facts. Look it up. I don't doubt any of that stuff. I don't. There's been an entire talk about how feminism was a whole goal to get more women into the workforce, to raise productivity, to lower salaries, and to raise taxes. And that is what throwing women into the workforce did. Those three things did happen when women came to the workforce. So is it on purpose? I can't be sure, but I would be, if I found out there was some CIA thing to do it, it wouldn't surprise me, because it did all three of those things: lowered wages, got more people into the workforce for more productivity, and got more taxation. So those three things happened. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's true. I wouldn't be at all. So yes. All righty. Let me keep going down here if I can. Let's see here. Vivek has a final prediction. Vote Harris 47.5, Trump 46.9. Okay, so you think that Harris will win popular vote. I agree with you. I think that's true. I think he will win popular vote. Other 5.6, 5%. Everybody else. Okay, I can see that. Electoral vote Trump 293. Oh, that's higher than I think. I think you're going higher on that one. I think you're going higher on that one. Yeah, I'm not with you. I'm not with you on that one. I don't think that it will go that high. I mean, maybe. I don't think so. That one, I think you're going too far on that one. Yep. All righty. See if I can do this. Rick says he barks and pees on the rug. Okay. I guess. I'm not sure, but yes. There we go. All righty. Sue says, hello from Portugal. I stay at Larry's show. It's midnight here. Oh, thank you, Sue. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. Pete brings up the most important part. 35 trillion, 866 billion, 603 million, $223,541.46 is the national debt. And the only person who will ever bring this up is, without question, Elon Musk. The person before it brought it up was RFK, but they got RFK off that. He's now on the health thing. Okay, he's on Maha health thing. They brought in Elon. Hopefully he can cut that. Again, this is my point, Pete. I don't think he can do 2 trillion. Look, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I come here 2 years from now and go, wow, was I wrong? Elon Musk cut 2 trillion. That'd be awesome. I would love to be wrong on that. I just don't see it. That's a big ask. It is 1/3 of our entire budget. If anyone could do it, it'd be him. I don't see it. I'll take 1 trillion. I'll take it. No worries. I would happily take 1 trillion. There we go. All right. Let me see if I can go down here. Sue goes on to say, Larry did a fabulous job on Adam's show. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. Jess says, I'm nervous about tomorrow. I got to tell you guys, I'm zen. I am. I'm zen. And maybe I shouldn't be, right? But I am, because the die is cast, right? There's nothing any of us can do about it now, except if you haven't voted yet, go vote, right? The die is cast. So I'm kind of zen about it, whatever it is. Rick says, I guess I'm voting Trump in Missouri because F you Dems. A lot of people are thinking the same thing. Yes. There we go. Yes. Let's see if I can grab here. Joel says, did he say that heavier women are Democrat? Heavy? I don't think it's heavy. No. Did I say heavy? I hope I didn't say that. I don't think weight has anything to do with it. I don't think there's a difference. Heavier women, thin women. I think middle women, whatever. I don't think it matters. Women in general are absolutely voting more Democrat than they are Republican. So I don't think weight has anything to do with it. I mean, maybe I haven't seen any polls on that. Do they like weigh the women or something, or ask them questions? I don't know how that works. So no, that I know of, weight has nothing to do with it. Thin, middle, heavy, I don't think it matters. So yes. All righty. Let's see here. I grab a couple more of these. Lunatic says, war, civil, and across the planet. I don't see it yet, Lunatic. I know you and I disagree on this one. I think we're not there yet. I don't think we're there yet. Do I think we're walking towards that road? Yes. That's the sad part. A lot of people think that. I'm not the only one who thinks that. I don't think we're there yet. And I hope I'm right, and I hope you are wrong. I hope you are wrong, right? I hope like a month from now, 2 months from now, I'm like, see, you were wrong on this one. I hope you're wrong. I want to be right on this one. I really want, yes. There we go. Okay. I don't know where you're going with this one, Kim. See what happens when men started selling their seeds to sperm banks is all your fault. I guess. My fault. I haven't done that. Should I do that? I haven't done that. I have 2 kids. Do I need to be doing? I guess I can give somebody else some. I guess I could. But there's natural ways to do that without using a bank. Just saying. There's lots of options here. There's choices here, Kim. There's options all over the place. Yep. Instant Defense says, F the green, you have to vote Trump. Well, to be forward, Instant Defense, no one has to do anything. But I get where you're coming from. I do. The green, but if you are a Green Party supporter, I think the odds of you voting for Trump are slim, right? If you actually support the Green Party, I think the odds are slim. Plus, to be forward with you, if you're a Trump supporter, if the person who votes green, if they weren't going to vote green, would probably vote Democrat if they weren't going to vote green. So you're not losing a Trump voter. In theory, you'd be losing probably more, either nobody voting, because a lot of Green Party people just wouldn't vote at all, or they would vote for Harris 1 or 2. So you're probably not losing a Trump voter with that one. You're probably not. The odds of you losing someone who just wouldn't vote or would probably vote Harris or would write in something else, right? We say, well, I don't care. They don't like Jill Stein. They're going to write in whatever, Howie Hawkins or whoever is the person they like. I don't know. So, yeah. Rocket Matrix says, Jill Stein surges in the polls with Muslims. Trump will get Michigan. Could see it. All right. What if that happens? What if you're right? What if I'm off on Michigan? I don't think I am. Obviously, I wouldn't say that. But what if I'm off on Michigan? What if Michigan instead goes Trump? And he gets Pennsylvania. That's a big one. If Trump gets Michigan, does he also get Pennsylvania? Because if he doesn't, it's still a win, but it's about 280. It's 280. If Trump gets Michigan and or Wisconsin, it's a blowout, I think. I mean, I couldn't imagine. I can't imagine him winning Wisconsin and not winning then Michigan, Pennsylvania, Arizona, and Nevada. I can't imagine. I feel like if he wins Michigan, he wins Wisconsin. I think he does at least. He wins Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. I mean, that to me winds up becoming like a blowout. It starts to become a blowout at that point. If he wins all of those states, I don't know. I don't think the it's enough. I don't think it's enough. Just my gut. I don't think it's enough. Yeah. So, all righty. Missy says, I'm now torn between RFK, Oliver, and Trump. I never thought I'd possibly vote Trump, but here we are. I think a lot of people are saying that. Pete says, you're saying Trump picked up half the RFK votes will still lose the popular vote. Yeah, I do think so. Yes, Pete, I do believe so. I think that Harris, again, I go back to my same piece that I believe. I still think that because of the woman vote, that will be enough to pull her over on popular. I do believe that. I still think it's true. Look, I could be wrong. This is one of my worst shows in my heart because I'm not sure. Most of the time, I'm super sure. This is how it works. It's going to be this. I'm usually the guy telling everybody else they're wrong. This one, I'm not sure. This is a very hard one for me to. I'm taking a stance because I don't want to be a pansy, Pete, and not make a decision, right? But I'm just being forward. I am not sure on any of this. I'm just being very forward, you guys. I'm not. But I don't want to just walk out and be like, well, nothing. So and Mike Voss made a prediction. So I can't let him make one and I don't make one. So I got to make something. Can't let him up. Can't make, already making me look bad when he gets nice suits and stuff, making me look bad. So I could make him, I'd do something. So yeah. So yes, I do believe that. I am saying that he picked up half of the RFK votes, and I still think that he will lose popular vote. Yes. Thomas says Chase 1%, West less than 1%, Terry less than 1%, Stein 2%, Arthur 3%. I buy that. Thomas. I buy that. Yeah. And there's Mike himself. Mike says, my numbers. Mike says 312, if I remember him right. He says he thinks Trump wins with 312. That's his. I think it's way too much. So, yes. Rick says, I know this is one of the show, but it seems like the LP is done. This year, it's done. This year's true. But it's 2020 was a throwaway year. 2024 throwaway year. It's a throwaway year. So, yes. I hope I say it right. At Tiaris, Altiaris says, who is I voting for? I'm not telling you until tomorrow. Well, actually, when I get back, I'll tell you on Wednesday. So yes, but I will spill the beans. I'm not telling you until tomorrow. Yes, I'm not. Yes. Jess says, if she wins Michigan, those uncommitted sure didn't show up. I hope Stein causes Trump to win Michigan. The problem with the uncommitted is they were uncommitted, but still were Democrats. The question is, will they shift over and go to Stein? And my point was, and has been, if Stein had put all her eggs in that basket, they would have. She didn't. That is my worry. Literally, her running mate is a Muslim. Why didn't she have him move there and just stay there the whole time? Be in the community. And if you've heard him speak, that guy Rudolph Ware is a great speaker, right? You may not agree with his politics, but the guy he knows how to talk the talk. He's a professor. He's a great talker, great debater. The guy's talented in his communication skills. Should have thrown him into Michigan and say, just go there, live there for the next month or two, and don't come back like the Muslim vote. Done. And let him do his thing and stay on. I think that would have been a good idea. Missy says, use the join button to become a member. Yes. Comments, badges, emojis, special shows, a great community. 100% true. You get all of those things. Yes. So how do you do that? Well, you just click the join button on YouTube. YouTube members, $4.99 per month. Click join. You can super chat me if you want to. You've seen people do that already. That's on either YouTube. It's on YouTube, either Larry Sharpe or on Sharpe Way, either way. But no matter what, guys, please subscribe if you're on YouTube. Just hit the subscribe button, notifications too. You may think, Larry, I already subscribed or already have notifications. Here's the problem. Sometimes YouTube decides, oh, you're just a bot, because they decide that and they unsubscribe you and they notify you. That actually happens often. So as it happens, of course, I'm also shadow banned, so I get it worse than most people. So please do so. If you're watching on Twitter or Facebook, please share it. Share it if you would. I would love if you would share it. And also, please follow me on those. Click the like button. As always, liking, no matter what, keeps things moving. I appreciate it tremendously. So if you can, please do so. Yes. All righty. Where can I go here? Dave says, could a 268 tie happen? It could. I think it is very unlikely, but it could. Absolutely. It could happen. In which case, if a 268 tie happens, Trump wins the election. What I mean by that, 268 means that no one gets 270. It goes to the House. Each state gets one vote. Trump will have 26 states. Trump will win the election. So a tie would be interesting, but it will end up with a Trump victory. So a tie is still a Trump victory. Will make it different. If Stein had actually pushed in Michigan and won Michigan, it would have been no one gets 270, and she would have had a theoretical chance of winning. But even if she didn't win, doesn't matter. She would have caused it. That would have been great for her, for third parties. Yes. Scott says, you are correct. The flood of young people that have left New York and other states to the south is North Carolina. Correct. Yes, absolutely. So that's why North Carolina is looking like a swing state, right? You say, oh, no, it's a southern state. You know, Trump won it last time. Yes, but in the last 4 years, that's 8 years, but many years, but particularly the last 4 years, a lot of young people have flooded into North Carolina. And a lot of them are more left-leaning. A lot of them will be voting for Harris. So yes, that is definitely a piece. So any case, if I can go down here. All right. Hal says, but who wins the valuable electoral votes from the state of denial? Well, that is going to be every single, that's going to be every single person who loses. That's it. Whoever loses, they're going to be that way. Whoever loses, 100%. The Libertarian says, globalism versus nationalism, Harris versus Trump. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Lunatic. That's accurate. But I go one reason further. In theory, Harris has more Democrats across the country, more money than Trump, more of a ground game than Trump, more media support than Trump. She should be killing it. with all the resources she has. She should be slaughtering him with all the resources she has. But she has two problems. One, she's a bad candidate. But there's a second piece. The country isn't looking for the same old thing. The country is saying, we want someone on, the country's on the wrong track, change the track. Her team did a great job of somehow not making her the incumbent. I mean, just amazing the way the team did that. That was, I mean, perfectly done, right? The second piece is she's basically, when it comes to establishment, she's Hillary Clinton 2.0. So she is the establishment on top of it. Don't get me wrong, Trump's got establishment people too. He's not, Mr. Non-establishment. But compared to her, he's a rebel. Compared to her, he's a rebel. She is the establishment. So not only, I'll go one step further than you're going, lunatic. Yes, globalism versus nationalism, correct. And establishment versus non-establishment. I'll do both of those, which is Harris-Trump. So if Harris wins, the establishment wins. That was my point earlier. If you are someone who does not like the ups and downs, crazy stuff, you like it. If your life is good right now and you're doing well and you're happy with what's going on, you're happy with your profession, you're happy with your family, you're happy with your life right now, of course you should vote Harris. Of course you should. This is going good for you. You like this. You don't want things changing. It's great. Why would you? I get it. I understand that vote. That makes total sense. I may not like the vote, but I get it. Your life is fine. Everything's good. Who cares? You don't care if we're in a war over there. Your kids aren't fighting that war. You aren't fighting that war. We're going to fight a war somewhere, whatever. You don't care. You got tons of money. You don't care if the taxes, it's fine, whatever. You don't mind. Whatever. Doesn't bother you at all. Right? And they're going to say, we're going to tax the wealthy, whatever. They're not going to tax it. They will say that. They're never going to. Of course not. There's going to be loopholes that people get around. That's how it always works every time. They've been taxing the rich for decades, but they haven't been. So they're not going to. So you're good. I get voting for Harris if you're doing well. It is the establishment versus change. Well, if you got everything going good, why'd you vote for Trump? Doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. All righty. Rick says, the Free State Project, by the way, Rick, thank you for being a member, doesn't seem to have made New Hampshire any more inclined to liberty, says this map. I'm not sure that's true. I think New Hampshire has become closer to liberty. I think it has. I think the project has become better. The problem is a lot of people don't like Trump. That's the issue. Yes. Is it Johansel? Is this the real election map or prediction of election? Well, the election hasn't happened yet. So clearly it's prediction. So yes. It's prediction, of course. Yes. Sassy says, you're so right, Larry. Trump will win because of the coalition Biden. Yes, if he wins, it'll be because of that. 100%. You're correct. That's what will get him over top. Right? Without that, he wouldn't have won. I think without it, Harris would have won. Like, it's a win. I mean, she might still win, but I would have been right now. If there was no coalition, I'd be saying, I think Harris is going to win. I would be thinking the opposite. The coalition has changed everything, in my view. I've seen how things have changed. I've seen the number of people who've shifted over to Trump because of this coalition. I think you're right, Sassy. I really do. I think without it, the polls now are almost even. Take away the 3%, just 3% from RFK Jr. Trump's winning like one of those 7 states at that point. Just being honest. Take away the 3% from RFK. Take that away from Trump and give it to either RFK or whatever, but not going to Trump. He's not winning those states. He's probably winning, I don't know, Georgia. That's it. Maybe not. Maybe winning Arizona. Maybe not. That's it. So yes, absolutely true. The coalition, if he wins this, will because of that. Yes. So, all righty. Looks like Sue's on my side. She thinks that he's going to win Pennsylvania. I feel like it too. I feel like it. Yes. Paula says women slowed the red wave. Don't like it, but it's true. You're right. Like, yeah, that's an issue. Yes, women did. They slowed it. And there are some people, pundits, who believe that now they're even more motivated. That women are more motivated. And that's why they believe, I do not, but I'm telling you, some people believe that this is why that Harris is going to win all 7 of the swing states and dominate this entire thing because they believe that that's how strong it is. I'm not sure that's true. I'm not sure that's true. I feel like, again, if you look at a lot of people who are supporting RFK Jr., a lot of those were mothers who care about their health and health of their families. So that chunk of women, they're going to go RFK Jr., which means they're going to go Trump. So I don't think it's as big as those people are saying. But yes, you're right. Some people are saying that's it. Right? They are saying that. So yeah. All righty. There we go. My email's there. If you guys want to email me, it is there. Yep. And I will probably check it, once every while. I'm kidding. I'll check the email. I will. Yes. Connor says, Larry Sharpe, White House press secretary. If they want to give it to me, I'm happy, but they don't listen to me. I give them good information. They don't listen. So it's fine. Whatever. Maybe. Eddie says, I'm in Detroit and I see a little differently here. You don't think Detroit is heavily Harris? If you don't, I'd love to hear it. I feel like it is, right? Pinkerbell's asking too. What are you seeing in Detroit? So we are curious. So I'm going to look at those and see where that's going. So yes. Mike says, less male instead means less Democratic votes. Harris is popular. Women aren't showing like black men. So you're saying women aren't showing up like black men are? If you're right, Mike, that is a sea change in voting in America. I mean, that has not been true at all in the past. That is a real change if that happens. I wouldn't say I'm unhappy with it. I'm just saying that would be a real change. Pickerbell says, where do you get those numbers from? Yeah, but we have had tons of mail-in voting. More mail-in voting, I mean, tons of it. More than they thought, right? They didn't think it was going to be that way. So yes. John says, Larry, you're always on my list of people I'd like to see as president when talking about people better than the current Democrat local nominee. Oh, thank you, my friend. Maybe one day I'll run. I might run one day. It's possible. Maybe 2028, maybe 2032. I got time. So yeah. Andrew says, Pennsylvania. Yes, I've heard that many times. Many times. Absolutely. Love my canine. RFK has a lot of women followers too. That was my point. Yes, you're reading my mind. Yes, absolutely. Maybe that will help shift the women demographics a bit for Trump if these women, including me, vote for Trump. Yes, I think it's true. I do think that there is a lot of women, again, because of his connection to family health, right? Family health. That's true. Absolutely. The Liberty says, be in Florida. What town? West Palm Beach is where I'll be. What's happening in West Palm Beach? You know where I will be. Yes. So, yeah. John says, Elon went on JRE today. I will watch that too. Yes, absolutely. Pigbo says he'll cut everything but the subsidies and contracts his companies get. Yes. Look, I like that Elon is trying to be a rebel. I do. But there is no doubt, Pigbo, you are correct. That man knows how to grift up the government. No doubt. And look, lots of people do. He is very good at it. Absolutely. He's very good at it. Yes. Paula says Stein could have won Michigan. If she did the LD plan, she listened to Larry. Yes. The LP plan. Yes. Absolutely. I think she could have. She absolutely has a very good VP for exactly that. I don't know, Paula, if you've ever heard, when Ware speaks, he's a very good speaker. Like he's a professor. He is very good. He's good at that. And you want to get those people to be like, hey, support me. I think he can do it. I do. So just my piece. So Daniel says the governor's already said, yeah, thank you, Daniel. New York governor, my Queen Kathy, first of her name, banisher of conservatives, destroyer of small business, supporter of the elites. All hail. She's already come out with a video saying, if you vote for Donald Trump, you're anti-woman and you're anti-American. Yes. She already said it. You might go, wait a minute, that's crazy. No. What's her downside? For all of you who say, and I hear all the time, New York is in play. The governor just said if you vote Republican, you are anti-American an anti-woman. Do you think she cares what Republicans think in my state? She told Republicans 2 years ago, she said, if you're a Republican, I'm sorry, you're a conservative, get in a bus and go to Florida. That's what she said. Her word, I'm not making that up. She said that. Cuomo before said, if you're conservative, there's no room in my state for you. I'm sorry, not no room, no place. There's no place in my state for you. They say it. They don't care. Why? If you add up all of the independents and all the Republicans together, they don't match Democrats. It's almost 3-1 Democrat Republican in New York State, about 2.5-1 Democrat Republican. In New York City, 7-1. I don't care what you think. Already saying it. It hasn't even happened yet. She's already saying it. So that was my point. If this happens, if Trump wins, you will get change. Yes. And like, you want fries with that? Well, with the change, you're going to get a whole bunch of, you're bad, you hate women, you hate America. All of that happens with it too. Yes, 100%. Raza says, I predict Trump will do the same thing he did last time. He'll call the win too early. She wins by a hair. Ooh, okay. I like that. That's a good one. We'll see if that works. There we go. There we go. Like that. Yes. All righty. Paula says, Larry, it's your chance to get more men into the LP. That's true. I better go find all those men who are going to be checking out. I got to grab them. 100%. Yes. Sarah says, Larry, can the whole 4th Amendment insurrection strategy be used to block Trump from office? Yes, it can. However, while it can be used, it will not work. And it won't work because of the Supreme Court. Whatever they do will go to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will allow Trump to get back in. They will. Because the problem is, could you use the 4th Amendment to say, well, no, he can't, insurrection, blah, blah, blah. You could. They could do it, but it would not go anywhere. So, and also depends upon who runs the Senate and who runs the House and when, who's going to want to tie their name to it. So that's what I was talking about. I was talking about things like virtue signaling. This is the kind of thing that a Raskin would do, knowing it would never work, but to show that he's the virtuous one and he's fighting Trump. He would do something like this, but it would not work, if that makes any sense. So he would do it to show that he's fighting, knowing that it would not work. But so I hope that answers your question. Yes. All righty. Its defense says, remember men. I remember them. I'm one of them. Absolutely. Love my canine. Does the outgoing administration have full power until January? And what can the incoming admin do before January? Yes. Regardless of what happens, Joe Biden, unless he steps down or gets removed by the 25th Amendment, will be the president until January 20th. He will be the president. That's how it works in all ways, shape, and form. Trump or Harris, whoever wins, will not take over until January 20th. Before that time, there was one president. What the incoming president does, if he's smart or she's smart, is prep to take over, right? Make sure they know who they're going to do, what they're going to happen, how it's going to work, have conversations, chat with people, plan, all that stuff. That's why they have 2 months to do so. But no, the president is the president until that day, 100%. 100% until that day. Yes. All righty. Chuck of Money, thank you for the $5. Talk to poll workers, North Edge of Metro Detroit. They say high turnout and Trump leaning. Huh. Okay. This is not the inner city part. Transiline R. Oh, not the inner city. Okay. The edge, North Edge. Okay. Okay. Look, I could be wrong on this. I wish I was more sure on this. And usually I am. I'm always talking trash. I am usually talking trash. This one I'm just unsure of. I feel like this is my point, I think, and maybe I'm off on this, but I feel like people come home. I feel like people come home. So if there are a million people who are considering it, I think in the end they go and go, you know what? I'm just going to go to what I used to do. I saw it in my election. I saw lots of people who just went back to what they were supposed to do and did not vote for me. I saw it again and again. So that's my gut. That is my gut. So anyway, VAC, how are you, sir? Thank you for being a member. We're an artist. I don't want to say it in YouTube, and a massage country. It'll be way more than 1 million. You think way more than 1 million? Really? There's already 8 million that checked out already. You want more? I think it's difficult for them to completely check out. I think some will rebel openly, but those will go away quickly, right? I think the J day after 5, again, YouTube, sorry, the J day after 5 example showed it doesn't work. So I don't think there'll be much of that. I think there'll be a lot of people getting upset, angry, ranting on YouTube and stuff like that. That kind of stuff. Daily Wire will get like another 500,000 subscriptions or something like that, right? That kind of thing will happen, right? But I think more men will just check out. You think more over 1 million? Maybe. I hope you're wrong. That would be terrible. We have enough men checking out. We don't need any more. We don't need any more. We already have enough men and women who don't like each other. You see it throughout the entire country. You have enough men and women who don't like each other. We don't require any more reasons to not like each other. I would like us to like each other, have families, relationships, babies, the whole deal, right? Live together, marry, all those things would be great. And it's not happening. This election, not going to help. If 1 million check out, even worse. I don't know, but I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong. Chuck goes on to say, I drove through Dearborn, one of the Muslim areas 2 weeks ago. More Trump versus Harris signs. I still think Detroit will go Harris. Yeah, see, I think Detroit will go Harris. I agree with you. But yeah, there is a Muslim area that, again, all those Muslims who are voting for Trump, why aren't they voting for Harris? Not Harris, sorry. Stein. Right? If Ware had got out there and pushed it, all those, not all, but a whole bunch of them could have gone that route. They could have. They absolutely could have. Thank you for that. $5. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're saying that. Nathan, thank you for $2. Thoughts on New York 24, Tenney versus, I think Tenney's going to win. Claudia I know Claudia personally. Claudia is very savvy. She's very smart. I can't see her not winning. She knows what she's doing. She's a savvy politician. She's a savvy congressperson. She's smart, business person, attorney. I cannot see her losing that. I mean, maybe, look, crazy stuff, but I don't see her losing it, Nathan. If I had to bet money, I'm putting my money on Tenney. If I'm betting on someone, I'm betting on Claudia is very savvy, very smart. I'm betting on Tenney. That's my view. I'm definitely betting on Tenney. 100%. So Pete says, if Trump wins and moving to the United States, awesome. No, you're already here, but fine. There we go. I love that. Gariro says, I don't mind a little bit of shaming. Yeah. Look, well, the country, this is the thing to remember here, right? Here's what I know is going to happen in 2026. There'll be another election. You know what's going to happen in 2028? There'll be another election. That's it. There'll be another election. Yes. Kim says, yes, that's exactly why women were steered to the workforce, plus that took moms away from kids. Yes, and yes. You're getting some people, but look at you, lunatic. You're getting some people on your side here. You're going. I like it. Joseph says, I predict Voss votes for Harris, Sharpe votes for Cornel West. If Mike Voss votes for Harris, I will vote for Cornel West. Voss would never vote for Harris. But if he votes for Harris, I'll vote Cornel West. Never going to happen. Never. I would have the amount of money you would have to pay Mike to vote for Harris. I'm not sure. I'm not sure you got that kind of money. Just saying. I mean, he would sell out. He would, but it's not $5. Is all I'm saying. It's not $5. So Proud Bet says her best hope, Americans want to see this barrier broken. Trump is the perfect foil. He always runs as if he wants to lose. See Iowa poll. It's not a bad story. I agree with you, right? Him being the foil is actually not a bad story. I agree. It's not a bad story at all. I agree. It's not a bad story. So, all right. Al says Trump's closing ad. He finally did a Super Friends ad with Tulsi, RFK, Vivek, Elon, and JD. Not for Trump, but wow. Really well produced. It's social media ad only. I've been saying that for weeks, haven't I? That ad should have come out 6 weeks ago. A lot of people have already voted. The ad is good, but too late. Yes, just too late. Yes. John goes on. Man, lunatic, you hit a nerve here, man. Women in the workforce also move the raising of children to the state. Yes. 100%. So, excuse me. The Unwashed Sword says, what up, Larry? Got a cooked dinner, keto friendly. Thank you. I'll catch the rest of the show later. Can't wait to hear your lovely words. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, that is good. Keto's good. I will do a keto show, I promise, but just afterwards. So Mike says, Electoral College optimistic prediction for Trump is 329. Swing states plus New Hampshire and VA. Wow. Okay. If Harris, 270, 268. And we'll be pissed off at Nebraska for not being winner take all and hope faithless. Yeah. That's yes. That's the faithless voter would be the 269, 269. Correct. Absolutely. Wow. I think you're right. If Harris wins, she wins by less. Agreed. I'm with you on that one. If she wins by less. But I think it's around I think it's 270, 280-ish either way. Around 280 either way. So Unwashed asks, can you talk about your expectation reactions? I did mention those already. Yeah, I already talked about that. This must be an older one. But yes, I did talk about that already. I brought it up already. So yes. All righty. Grab some more of these. The Liberty Lady says, no one person is going to save your life, and life will go on no matter who wins. Also true. This is not the most important election in our time. It just isn't. I know they all say it. They always say it. It's not there. Yes. Mike says, there will be leftist riots in the top 11 blue cities spontaneously 1 hour after Trump takes it. All right. I'm not sure about that, but maybe. We'll see. Jess says, channel some of that Zen over to me then, Larry. I'm going to right now, Jess. I'm going to right now. No matter who wins tomorrow, you will still have to pay your bills. No matter who wins tomorrow, your family will still require your love. No matter who wins tomorrow, you will still have to think about your future with the people who you care about. No matter what. No matter who wins tomorrow. And that will not change regardless of who wins tomorrow. And you will not see any change in your life for at least 3 months. Nothing. No change in your life at all. You should be more Zen. You should be more Zen. And once you find out who's won, and when you find out if Mike is right, if there's riots or not, whatever the case may be, if there's a bunch of shaming or not, whatever the case may be, you will figure out how to deal with it and you'll move on. And in 2026, there'll be another election. In 2028, there'll be another election. I hope some of that Zen will help. So, yes. All righty. See if I can go down here. Mike says, I predict Jill Stein gets electoral vote in December regardless of Kamala end result. So you think there'll be a faithless elector who will vote for Stein? Okay, here's the problem. From what side? Right? From what side? In other words, it would have the electors who are going to go are either going to be Harris electors or Trump electors. So you think there are Harris electors who are closet Stein fans, or they're closet Trump electors who are closet Stein fans? If anything, I would think if Trump wins by a bunch, like 18, 19 votes or something, if he wins by 30, or if Mike is running, he wins like 312, I could see a Trump elector clicking the button for RFK Jr. because that wouldn't affect the election, right? He would just do it to show he cares about RFK, right? To give RFK support, but it wouldn't affect the election. That I could see. I'd struggle to see someone do that for Jill Stein. And I think even doing it for RFK Jr. is a stretch, but at least I can understand that, right? If you know Trump's won by 18, 20 electoral votes, and you're like, hey, RFK is awesome, and you vote for RFK, and Trump still wins, I could see that at least. Even that's a stretch, but I could see it. Might tough for me to get that one. I don't know. Lunatic, $10, thank you. Many have recognized these systems are crap. Eat food you produce, raise and educate your offspring, destroy all enemies to your freedom, peace and serenity, skill sets, productivity, purpose, be free. Yes, you hit a nerve with this one, Lunatic. You got some people on your side here. You hit a nerve. You definitely hit something. People are definitely hearing you. Yes, people are definitely hearing you. So, all righty. Pete says, why does RFK still have a ballot slot? He clearly bowed out and is on Trump's team now. Clearly that only hurts Donald. He does because they didn't throw him off the ballot. So he's still on 31, I think 30 or 31 states because he was too late to pull out. So he's still on the ballot. So that's how it works, right? So I get that's why he's on the ballot, to answer your question. Some people are going to vote for him anyway. And I don't think it only hurts Donald. I don't think so. And I say that because over half of the people, we were in polling on this, who were for RFK Jr. have agreed already to vote for Trump. So he's going to get over half of the votes anyway. So there's less than half left. And of those that are left over, some are going to vote for RFK anyway. They're not voting for Harris. Doesn't affect Trump. Some are going to vote for nobody. Go, you know what? I'm here for RFK. If he's not there, I'm not voting. And they're not going to show up. That's a chunk, whatever that chunk is. Again, not hurting Trump. And then the rest are split up between Harris, Stein, Chase Oliver, Cornel West. 4-way split, whatever that's going to be. Not many are going to vote for Harris. Maybe 10%. Maybe. So Trump gets 60%. Harris gets 10%. How's that hurt Trump? And then 30% go to whatever. Either doesn't show up, Chase Oliver, Jill Stein, whatever. Doesn't hurt Trump. I don't think so at all. I don't think it hurts Trump at all. It still is a net positive for Trump. So he gets 4 times the vote that she gets, whatever that number is. I wouldn't worry about it. I don't think it is at all. That's why, and I don't think it matters. Jess says Trump didn't pick up my vote. Yes, that's my point, Pete. But Jess, who should vote for her? I'm in California, pretty comfortable still voting for Bobby. Yes, she didn't vote for Harris. If she voted for Harris, okay, that hurts Trump. She didn't. Didn't hurt Trump at all. If she had voted for Harris, it did. So she didn't. And for everyone who did what Jess did, 1.5 or 2, maybe more, 3 are going to vote for Trump. So yeah, I don't think that's an issue at all. At all. So yes. All right. People ask me who I'm going to vote for. I told you, I'm going to tell you tomorrow. I'll tell you tomorrow. Well, Wednesday. I'll be back on Wednesday. I'll tell you on Wednesday. And I'll show you proof. I'll show you proof. I will get receipts. I will show you proof. Yes. Joseph says, my sister left New York for North Carolina. A lot did, 100%. He says, please run the likes up. Yes, sorry to hear, but we're behind. Please hit the like button, guys. Click the button known as like. It does matter. It's how I move past this. Yes, it's how I move past everything. That's it. I cannot move past these things if people don't hit the button known as like. You have to do that for me to keep going. So yes. All righty. Joseph says, I love this man, more genuine and human than almost anyone on the web. Oh, I hope that was for me. Thank you. That's amazing. That's awesome. Thank you. Hope that's true. Gaming Fakes. Do you think Peanut will affect the election? No, I do not. Even though I'm very pissed off about Peanut. I spoke about Peanut more than once. I will speak about him again coming up here, probably on Wednesday. But for those of you who don't know, Peanut is the squirrel here in New York State that was captured by the DEC, Department of Environmental Conservation. I think it's DEC stands for. And they took him away because someone called who was mad, and they euthanized him. They killed him. Took this guy, and this guy and gal had this squirrel as their pet for 7 years. And the government walked in, searched his entire house, and a judge. I keep telling you how bad New York State judges are, and they keep showing how terrible they are. A judge signed a warrant to search his entire house. They went through every single drawer, every single cabinet, and searched his house. Yes, treated him like he was a criminal. Took his squirrel and killed it. Yes, that's government. And Kathy Hochul said nothing. Didn't stop it, didn't punish anybody, did nothing. Instead, told you that if you don't vote for a Republican, you're anti-American and anti-woman. That was Kathy Hochul's response. She didn't care. Didn't care at all. She does not care. Never did care. Still does not care. Did not care at all. Peanut will actually affect local elections within New York State. Peanut will not affect this election at all. And the reason is no one in the pro-Harris media is talking about it at all. You can't find it. Look for it. Look for it on the ABC. You'll be stretching. So no, it will not affect Peanut at all. But it's a perfect example of the failures of New York State. The perfect examples of how the state does not care and will only punish. It's the perfect examples of this. So yes, it will not affect that. It will absolutely affect local elections coming up here. That's what it was. So yes. All righty. I love Michigan's here. Larry, you are very intelligent. I don't always agree with everything you say, but I totally have nothing but respect for you. Definitely one of the good guys. Oh, thank you. And you love Michigan. So maybe I'm off on Michigan. It could be that. Yeah. Paula says they will be coming after all our pets soon if we don't have correct paperwork. That's already true. New York State already outlawed, New York City already outlawed pet stores. You can't have a pet store in New York City anymore. They already outlawed them because puppy mills. So no pet stores. Yes. It's crazy. So of course, what happens? Well, they just go to Jersey. So Jersey gets all the money. They bring the pets over. Ah, brilliant. Boy, that changed everything. Boy, is that so smart. Yes. It's terrible. So nothing but bad. So other Michigan goes on to say RFK Jr. will do amazing things when he's given the chance. I'm actually not unhappy about Trump saying that he will keep him away from oil and gas. Why? Not because I don't want him in oil and gas, but because that actually made me believe him more. The fact that he said, I'm not going to put him there, I'm only going to put him here. That made me actually believe him more, right? If he'd been like, no, he's going to become king of the world and run everything, I'd have been like, oh, no, he's lying. That's not true. It's not giving him all that power. But when he said, no, because Trump is like, I love my oil, I love my liquid gold, I'm drilling, and I can't have him on that, so he's going to go over there. I thought, oh, this could be true. I believed him more after he said that. So yes. Jericho, how are you? Thank you for being a member. Dems tried to sue RFK off the ballot. Then when he joined force with Trump, they were still going to keep him on. Accurate. That is, you asked that question. That's true. Yes. Yes, that's absolutely true. 100%. The Democrats are like, you need to get off the ballot. Oh, wait, you're a Trump team? Stay on the ballot. Yes. They sued the opposite. 100% true. Yes. Guillermo says, could the votes be counted if you couldn't verify the voter? Could they challenge the votes in, say, California because no ID/mail-in ballots could they be voted? Okay, could there be a lawsuit? Yes. Will a lawsuit go forward? No. Can they sue? Yes, but they won't do it. To be very clear, I see it here in New York State, right? When you go vote here in New York State actually has very good voter laws. They do. The laws are actually very good, which is why you don't hear New Yorkers fighting over the laws. The laws are actually good. You're supposed to check the ID. You're supposed to actually not just check the ID, but also check the signature on the piece of paper that they have. Well, now they either have a pad or a piece of paper, depends on where you go in New York State. You're supposed to do both. And then you vote. You're supposed to. Nobody does it. Don't even ask for ID. I walked in, showed them my ID. I've done it many times before, and they go, we don't need that. They literally say, we don't need that. But the laws are there. If you look at New York State law, it's very clear. They just don't do it. They do not do it in my state. You'd be challenged to find someone who actually checks ID in your state. In my state, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sure some people do it. I mean, because it is the rules, but I've been voting in New York City for, I don't know, 20, 30 years, whatever it's been, a long time before I was overseas. Then I voted by mail. But I've been voting in New York City for decades. And I don't remember them ever checking my ID. I mean, maybe once, maybe. I can't remember. So maybe they did once. They said, what's your name? Where do you live? I say it. They find it. Is this your signature? Yes. Sign. Go vote. Every time. That's how it's done. So I hope that answers your question. So yes. All righty. Again, Mike says, thank you, Larry. I thought the same thing when Trump said about the oil. It made me laugh a little. Yes. I was like, yeah, okay, this is real. Yes. Matthew says they still check signatures at a polling station in Western New York. See, there we go. Some do. Yes, some do. They're supposed to. That's the law. So yes, they're supposed to, but they often don't. That's the issue, is they often don't do it, but they are supposed to. The actual New York State law is actually a good law, right? It actually is a good law. It just no one enforces it. But yes, no one enforces it 100%. So that's the only issue. So Mike says 25 states allow faithless electors and half of those hit your blue. I'm agreeing with him. I'm just trying to say which one's going to do it. I'm not saying that it can't be done. It has happened before. There have been faithless electors. It has happened before. What I'm asking you though is which one does it, right? I can't see. I can't see I can't see a Harris elector. I mean, they're all going to be, for those who don't know how you pick electors, the parties pick electors. Officially, you're supposed to pick your own, right? But it's not what happens. The parties pick it. So the parties only pick hardcore party people, right? Hardcore party people. That's what they pick. So those hardcore party people are going to go, oh, I'll vote for Stein. Oh, I don't see it. Trump people are probably going to be more apt to be rebels. So I can see a Trump person, if Trump wins by a large margin, going, you know what? I'm going to throw mine in for RFK. That I could see. That's about it, though. Greg says, hey, Larry, what do you think the loser will decide to do with their life? If Harris loses, she's done. She is finished. She's a has-been. She is done for. She is finished, right? It's over for her. So she will go and write a book about, I'm not joking, she'll write a book about, my journey or something like that. She'll write a book. She'll go on speaking tours. They'll pull her every once in a while to raise some money. She'll probably start a PAC or something like, saving kids or something. She'll do something like that, right? She still has connections. She'll still be able to make things happen. She still knows people overseas. So maybe they'll put her on some kind of PAC where she'll be able to, help, or some kind of financial institution where she'll be able to help facilitate, the people she met in Israel, the people she met in Ukraine. We've heard that before. To bring business in or something. She'll do something like that. But she won't run again. Harris is finished. If she loses this, she is done for. She won't run again. It will never happen again. She is done for. It's over. She's going to go off and be like something else. My assumption is she'll facilitate other things because of people she knows. But the problem is she isn't that talented. I'm not trying to be mean, but relative to other people, if you look at someone like Barack Obama is actually talented, whether you like him or not. Speaks well, smart, sharp, can put a deal together, can write a book, right? He's talented. She's none of those things. She has a name. So, of course, she'll complain about how she lost because America hates women. She'll probably go on that kind of tour of, the how do we get men to love women again tour or something like that. She'll do that kind of thing, but she won't be in politics again. She'll be done for that. So if Trump loses, I see Trump being a kingmaker at that point, meaning he's going to have to say who's the guy who's going to run, America first. I think he'll go back to Mar-a-Lago and be like, yeah, you got to follow my guy, whoever he picks. Sake of argument, it's Vance, but I don't know who it is. Sake of argument, it's Vance. He goes, Vance is the guy, blah, blah. He'll still be talking trash. He'll be threatening how the world's going to end without him. And I think, but he'll actually still be active in politics. Harris will not be. Trump will be active as a kingmaker. He'll still show up to help raise money, do that kind of stuff, right? He'll do all those types of things. If he is quiet enough, he will not go to jail or be attacked ever again. Because Democrats only want him because he's a threat. If he no longer becomes a threat, if the Nikki Haley's of the world start trying to push in on the government and try to take over the Republican Party, that happens, they'll leave him alone. If they think he's a threat, they won't stop. Democrats will go after him again. They'll go after him again. So yes, that's my view on what will happen. So, all righty. Eddie says, it's a lot like you said, the team behind Trump and all the time he spent here has changed a lot of minds about Trump for many reasons. Yes, I'm telling you, this was a good move by him to do so. It was a sad move by Trump. It was the right thing. Chuck the Money, thank you for $10, says, I'm amazed how many immigrants support Trump. My wife is African, and the crowd from East Africa are all about Trump. They also think African Americans are lazy. It's a common problem in the Black community. I think you're right. There is a difference between what's called freedmen, or ADOS, which is American descendants of slaves, or freedmen, which are, again, American descendants of slaves, and immigrants who come over from Africa. Big difference in the two. 100% difference. And often don't like each other. Not always, but often they don't. They're all Black, but they're not all called African Americans. So if you come from Africa, you're often called Black because of your skin color, but you're often not called an African American. It depends upon who's talking to you. Remember, most people who come to America, immigrants, not all, but most, they're looking for the American dream, right? So if they're looking for the American dream, they're looking to raise money. They're looking to work hard, looking to do these things. They tend to be pro-business. Pro-business tends to lean more Republican. So the idea that all these people are going to vote Democrat, some will. The more you put on government assistance, the more will vote Democrat. As a general rule. It's not 100%, but it's a good general rule. The more you let go off and work and make business, the less taxes they want to pay. right? The more they want to be free to do stuff, the more Republican they're going to be. That's a good general rule. So yeah, I think you're totally correct on that one. Thank you for that. So is your I'm curious, is your wife into the American dream? Is she like have a small business or trying to work to get ahead in some way, or is she much more of a stay-at-home type parent? What does your wife do, if you mind me asking? So yeah, that tends to be true. There is definitely a difference on these things. So yeah, there's definitely a difference on how people think. Just goes on to say, I don't ever recall being asked for an ID. Yes, absolutely. Joseph, same thing. When I voted in New York City, never checked ID. Yes, they don't. And the guy from West New York said so. They're supposed to do that. Pete says it. The signature match is about all I see in the Catskills. The signature match. Okay, do that. There we go. So do something. You're supposed to. That's how it's supposed to be. That is actually the law. But I see them rarely do it here in New York. I can't remember them doing it in New York. I don't remember it at all. So yes. Anyway, yeah. All righty. Let me grab a couple more of these. Oh, Jess says you were making me tear up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. Right. It's kind of what I do. It's kind of my thing. 100%. It's kind of my thing. Chuck goes on to say she's going for the American dream, but she does like Harris more, but can't vote yet. Yeah, right. Many people who are immigrants here come because of that. But I'm sure she likes Harris more. A lot of women do, right? A lot of women do. I remember I was talking to Mike Voss about this. Was he on the show? I think he was on the show at the time. And I was talking about the idea that a lot of people, when they see themselves in a candidate, the assumption is that when they see themselves, that person will know me, will respect me, will understand me better. Now, that's not always true at all, but it is a normal thing that people do think that, right? Oh, yeah, of course. Well, he's like me or she's like me, so they'll be more sympathetic to me. They'll understand me more, all those things. So, yeah. Daniel says, if Trump doesn't win, the TV news will go broke. That's good. Yeah, that's good. I like that one. Gaming Fix says, not many vice presidents have won the president. I can only think of two. Huh. Yeah, they don't always win it. They get another way. But yeah, so I think who's won it. Hold on. Last one we can remember. Okay. Cheney obviously didn't. Biden did. That's one. Bush did. That's two. Gore didn't, but could have because of that election. Who before that? Not them. Nope, not them. Truman won an election. So does that count? Even though he got it not through that, but he did win an election. Does that count? I don't know if that counts. Maybe if that counts. Yeah, you're not that many. Good point. There aren't that many at all. It's true. Yeah, there aren't that many. Yeah. Yeah. Very few. Good point. It's Nixon. Nixon was a vice. Oh, he was a vice president. Got it. Okay. Yes. But right after. I guess you count Nixon if you count that way. Yeah, you could. Yeah. Okay. I guess you could do that. Yeah. You're right. I forgot, but it wasn't right after. He lost the initial election and then won later. That's why I was thinking about that, Mike. You're right. He lost his 18. He lost his 1960 election, right? To Kennedy, and then won in 1968 against Johnson. So yeah, so that's true, but I was thinking because it wasn't right after. He did lose and then he won again later. There we go. I guess that works. Guys, I'm gonna ask you if I could please click the button known as like. It does matter tremendously. If you're watching on Twitter or Facebook, please share this if you can and subscribe to the YouTube channel or to Facebook, whatever the case may be. I appreciate all the super chats. If you want to become a member, I will be having a members only show in about 2 weeks. I'll let you know this week when I'll be having it, and I'll be asking you what you want the titles to be, what you want to talk about, because it'll be much more intimate. It'll be a much more intimate show. We'll talk about those things when the time comes. But it won't be for a couple of weeks. I'll let you know when. If you become a member, click the join button. I do appreciate all the members. It makes everything easier for me whenever possible. 100%. That would help tremendously. So yes, Michael's going to say correct. Nixon did an MSU about 1968. He was in play and lost by 5 points. Yeah, I do remember that. Yes, that's what I thought. Took a couple seconds to get there. Any case, guys, I'm going to have to go because I need to get in a plane tomorrow and head to Florida. So I got to pack and get ready for all those things. Thank you so much for this back and forth. I hope it made sense in what I said. I wish I was more sure, but I wanted to say something. And I kind of wanted us to be chatting about this because tomorrow's a big day. We'll see what happens. But I will be back on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. to do a post-election show. And maybe we can all cry together, or maybe we can all smile together, or maybe we can do a little bit of both. I will see you all very soon.